5:46 in the morning, crack of dawning, now I'm yawning. Watch the coal out my eyes.
Say what?
See who's getting paid to me and why. It's my nigga Pop from the barbershop. Told me he was in the gambling spot. Heard the intricate spot. Niggas wanna take me like fly paper, neighbor.
Slow down.
Please chill, paper.
Remember them?
Hill up to Brownville.
Yes, my nigga fan up in Brown. I know that.
Love what? I can't tell.
He didn't
Say the word.
That you knew from back when you was squawking minor figures. Now you heard you blowing up like nitro, and they want to stick a pipe through your windpipe slow.
It's great to be in the Northwest. It's great to be in the Northwest. Sarah Palin was in New Hampshire and said, "It's just great to be in the Northwest."
I can see Chicago from here.
Where's the Northwest?
Where is the
Chicago,
Northwest?
boy.
Apparently where she was.
Just another chink in the Republican armor. Oh my goodness, it's Jamie Foxx, Foxxhole Radio, Series 106. What's cracking?
Other than the crack of your ass.
It's going down. In the house we got.
Diamond Double D.
In the house we got.
Yo, it's Speedy,
Turn the
baby.
music up. In the house we got.
OG Poetess.
Smoke weed every day.
Now I hear somebody came to turn the music up. I hear somebody came. Turn the music off. I hear somebody came to somebody's radio show a little lifted.
She was
listening to a little John Legend.
She was listening to some.
It wasn't me.
I thought weed had went out of style.
All lies. You
You know what it is?
Yes.
Weed they smoke so much weed now where you actually think it's legal.
Yeah, they do.
She was listening to Terrence Howard. That's
so
what-
I
what
was
happened?
actually rolling with Snoop yesterday, so I got enough
Yeah.
said.
Did I tell you
You
my
was rolling
my story?
or rolling?
Did I tell you about my story with Snoop? Every time he comes to my house, I have to detox my house. And he has a dude that just rolls.
Yep.
That's it.
That's all he does.
He
Am I
does.
right?
Yeah.
He
He does.
just rolls weed.
Yep.
He don't speak.
And holds his bag of weed.
He holds a bag of weed. He
So
don't
he go to
speak.
jail.
He don't party or nothing. He just rolling the whole
Sits in
time.
the corner
What's
and
up,
rolls
Cat?
all the blunts.
What's up with you?
How much does that pay?
That's true.
I don't know, but that's
I
a
know,
good
but
job.
You got some friends.
And wait, Jay, I gotta tell you something. One day the nigga was rolling some blunts in the corner. I said, "Let me get one of those." He was like, "Oh no. Niggas ain't giving up shit either."
Yeah, he wasn't giving it.
This nigga got a duffel bag full of weed.
Listen, and we were working on me and Snoop was working on some songs in the studio,
Right,
and
right.
it was smoking weed in the studio, and ain't no windows in the studio.
Right, I remember that.
So I left out of the house for 2 days, went back in there, and it was still weed smoke in the motherfucking house.
Niggas, everybody.
And
had
then after we
contact,
finished the album, Snoop had forgot that we had worked together.
nigga. Right.
I said, "Don't you remember?" Hey, what's up, nephew? I
ready
said,
to do
don't
something?
remember- you wanna work on
What
this?
we gonna work on this
We
shit?
already worked on it. It's Jamie Foxx, Sirius 106. What's cracking?
Other than the crack of your ass.
We gonna do it again. In the house we got.
Diamond Double D.
Ooh,
They
and
really
they
are
really
double
are
Ds.
double D's.
Yes,
Make me
yes.
go back to
She
my
got
childhood.
A-cup nipples.
In the house we got.
Yo, it's Speedy, baby.
That is the nastiest, Speedy.
not-
In the house we got.
OG Poetess.
Smoke weed every day.
No.
In the house we got.
LD.
And in the house we got the pilot for Sarah Palin. The pilot for Sarah Palin's Cessna
Moose Hunt.
Moose Hunt.
Does the navigation.
Last name Mack.
Right.
First name Johnny.
Right.
Middle name motherfucking.
Motherfucker.
When I see him out, I say Johnny
Johnny
motherfucking Mack.
Let me off in the Northeast. Got some weed to pick up in the Northeast.
What is the Northeast? I don't get it.
Well, Northwest would be Chicago, places
Right.
like that. That's
But she didn't say that.
No, she was
didn't know
way
where she
east.
was.
She was way
New
east.
Hampshire. She was in New Hampshire.
She's
And she
far
called
east.
New Hampshire.
Northeast.
North.
And you want that to be your goddamn vice president.
Yeah, well.
That's who you want. You want somebody don't know if she's in St. Louis or Seattle.
It's going to be either her or Joe the Plumber. So.
Oh, nigga, I know you heard about Joe the Plumber, right?
Joe the Plumber.
He doing bad.
I saw Joe the Plumber.
He don't have a license.
He don't even have a license.
He owed the state $1,500.
But
Is
when
that right?
Yeah.
he says that he doesn't need a license because he works for a plumbing company. He doesn't have his own company.
Would he lie?
Nah, you wouldn't let me get no job as a
He
fucking
lied.
architect,
That motherfucker-
and I went to school for agriculture. You won't let me
Very
drive
good.
your fucking school bus,
and I ain't got no driver's license. You don't want no nigga that ain't got no license to work on your plumbing to be your plumber.
If I was Joe Plumber, he better learn how to parlay all of this hot shit that's
Man,
going
they
on
was
right
camped
now.
out in front of his house.
Joe the plumber, learn how to lie. Nigga would have told a lie.
I would have had all my tools right there in the fucking in the front yard.
Nigga, I'd
Would
have
have worked
pulled
for with a sign
I
with
would
my
have came
number
out
on it.
with Joe Plumber the restaurant. I would have just went completely different. I would have had Joe Plumber action figure dolls. Joe Plumber don't know what America's even about. You supposed to lie, capitalize.
Yeah,
I would have Joe.
White folks won't lie.
I would have Joe Plumber condoms.
Let me check your pipe.
I'm good at digging in your pipes.
You understand what I'm saying?
I would have went on. Me too, fuck.
Shit.
I would have had my
Let that
own
have been somebody black.
nigga.
Yeah.
He'd have worked it.
Let that have been Malik the
He'd have been at the
mechanic.
club in the VIP section, nigga. Joe Plumber.
Shit,
I would
let
have my album out.
Pretty much.
what would be the hits on it?
Just a whole lot of clinks and wrenches. Ding, 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 ding. I don't need no beats, bitch. I'm Joe the Plumber, bitch. You gonna tell me no, bitch?
We do know how to capitalize off of shit.
Nigga,
Came
nigga.
up.
They got T-shirts out.
They should have got at Malik the mechanic. That's what they should have got at.
Who was he?
That would
Some nigga doing bad.
if it would have been black, Malik Mechanic would have thrown an after party at the Palladium. He would have had an album and a rap album out and say, shit.
Red carpet, everything. I'm
He would have got his
night.
record expunged, nigga. He did it all, nigga. You got to capitalize. That's what America's about. It's built upon capitalism.
That's
Joe
what
the
it's about.
Plumber. Get your motherfucking money up.
Yeah, and pay your bills, nigga.
Pretty
That's all
much.
I can
I
tell
heard
you.
Sarah Palin gonna have a GED reunion.
Yo. Hysterical.
Now, that's what's amazing. Sarah Palin went to community college. I could have ran for
She
president.
went to 5 or 6.
It leaves it open for me.
She
When
was like,
they do the background check on me, it's going to be bad when I run for president.
nigga, you got it, man. How many?
What's up with the plastic ponies and the rubber wrenches?
The naked horses. Did you say how many community colleges did she go to?
She went to 3, I think.
She got kicked out.
Yeah. Well, no, she
Her
just
major
told.
was journalism.
Her major was travel. But she kept going from school to school.
She's just trying to keep her eligibility up.
And you know what happens when you go to a community college or you go to college, you transfer, you wait for your little loan monies to come in, your little papers. So when she got her money, she
bounced.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
Hilarious.
Sarah Palin might be half black. Check the Eskimo record.
Check the Eskimo record.
Her major was journalism, but she graduated in home ec.
Yeah.
Hysterical. Oh man. But she only made easy bake oven pies and shit. We need to do, Speedy, since we can't
What?
get Joe the Plumber to call in because apparently he ain't got a license. We need that nigga Malik the mechanic.
To call in. If you're
call
out
in.
there, Malik,
Malik with the Q.
8772-106-106
hold on.
is the number.
Speedy, they said he's already on the fucking phone.
Malik the mechanic, parlay.
Malik, what's happening with it?
What's up, my niggas? What's going on?
What up?
Man, they said you ain't got license.
Right now, I'm on the clutch right now.
What you working on right now? What kind of car you
fuck
working?
Joe the mechanic, he ain't shit. See, them white boys get all this shit. Nigga, I'm a shade tree mechanic. You heard me?
Shade tree.
What's
that
a
mean?
shade tree?
That's just somebody doing it. You know, I just do it like any way I can. I drop a motor in a minute, nigga.
Yeah, it sounds like his
This
business
nigga
is
putting
booming.
Datsun engines in Mercedes Benzes and shit.
I just need my oil change, but I dropped the motor to do
So
that.
how long you been a mechanic?
Oh, about 20 years, nigga. I'm a mechanic, nigga. I work at Walmart, whatever.
How old are you?
Oh, I ain't gonna get into that, nigga. I got
You ain't got a license
Do you
for that.
make anywhere near $250,000 a year?
hell to the no, not for real though. But you know what? I do make a little on the side. But I make about 50 G's. You know, support my babies and shit.
Oh, my God.
How many babies?
Well, yeah,
do
you're
you
supposed to do that.
Niggas act
I
like-
support my babies. How many babies you got, Malik?
Oh, I got 3 dogs. They some beautiful ass kids. When I see them again, I'm gonna tell them y'all say hi.
When you see him again, when last did you see him?
Sound like
You know, that
Speedy.
baby mama be tripping because I ain't fixed her damn car last week. I ain't seen them yet.
So because you didn't fix your baby mama's car, so now you can't see your babies.
Well, you know, she be tripping sometimes, nigga. So, I mean, you know, if I fix her car, then she good. I mean, I'm a mechanic, nigga. Look, I'm a mechanic, nigga. I'm dropping motors.
Look like you trying to convince yourself. motherfucker.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Mr. Malik. Who you voting for? Tell us you voting
Oh,
for
nigga,
Barack.
you know I'm voting for Barack. Whatever. He said he gonna give me a tax break. Yep. Nigga ready.
Somehow I feel like Barack may not need your endorsement right now.
Yeah, keep
Like,
your
you need a
vote.
child support break.
You might as well go ahead and vote independent. It's Jamie Foxx, Foxxhole Radio is going down. Oh my goodness, Joe the plumber, Malik the fucking
Mechanic.
No, he
This is
said
crazy.
shade.
Thank you
tree.
for the call, Malik.
He said what?
This
Appreciate
nigga
the
said
call.
he takes care of his baby.
Malik, are you still there?
Yeah, nigga, I'm here. I'm driving, but I'm
Why you so violent, nigga?
Why you so violent? Why you so hostile? Hey, so let me ask you this: did the stock market affect you at all?
Yeah, man, I was gonna tell y'all about that. That's what I was really calling for. The stock market is fucked up right now. I'm gonna tell you one thing though about the damn stock market, nigga. When I went to the market to get my food, it wasn't stocked up. I was mad as hell.
No.
My man.
My man. We talking about
Malik,
Wall
Malik.
Street, nigga.
Malik, we are not.
This nigga said he went to the
He
market
got
and they went
GED.
stock.
He got GED written all over him, boys.
That nigga got STD.
Did you go to school with Palin, motherfucker?
No, we talking about the crisis on Wall Street, my man. I'm not trying to insult you,
Yes,
but
you
the
are.
crisis on Wall Street in the crash. You know, the AIG, the
We
Lehman
are
Brothers.
not on aisle 3.
Did that affect you? Somebody said I'm not on aisle
No, it didn't
No,
affect
we
me.
are
'cause
not
I ain't got
on
no
aisle
damn
three.
money. If I had some money, it'd affect me. Nigga, I ain't got no money, so how it gonna affect me?
So did you care about, you know,
All right,
the bailout?
Yeah, I felt about the bailout, nigga. I bailed my cousin out last week. I was like, man, you can't
Okay,
be going
you
to
got
jail and
jokes.
shit.
Yeah, he telling jokes now.
This nigga trying to get him a real license.
Go get a wrench.
All right, Malik, thank
you for the phone
Now,
call, man.
I hear that there are some
877-216.
Caucasians setting up a parade
Some Caucasian.
to celebrate OJ going to jail.
Are you serious, man?
I don't believe that.
It's real. It's true.
Are you serious?
It's nothing we can do about
This
it.
in Vegas?
Finally got him. 13 years to the day.
Well, hold on.
OJ's going down. And I don't know if I should feel bad about that.
They're setting up a what?
It's a parade going on that's you know, they just celebrate. You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe that.
It's just a
That's
celebration.
impossible.
It's
No
a
one can be happy about another man's demise.
Johnny Mack?
You always happy about when a nigga fall off.
I sure am, Speedy. I love
But
a
my
nigga do
question
bad.
is, should I be upset that OJ is going to jail? I mean,
No, because he's a fuck up. Come
he
on
did
now.
fuck up.
He did
You
not.
know,
He had 13
should have
years to get
laid
it right.
low and you know,
Yeah.
move to another country.
He
Once
did
you
lay
get
low. He
off
did a
once.
lesser crime, nigga. He did lay low. What you talking about?
OJ killed them people. He should have got out
He
of
did
Dodge.
not.
He did not
Oh,
kill
yes,
them.
he
He did
did.
not
Yes,
kill
he
them.
did.
No, he
Yes, he
didn't.
did.
It's amazing how you feel that way, though. It's like, you
He
know,
didn't
as a
kill him.
black person,
He
you
didn't
still
kill him.
root for your own, even though you know
He
it's
didn't
wrong.
kill him. They would have cut.
He
He
wrote the
done.
book. He wrote the book. What if it had been
He
done
wrote
like
a
this?
book if I did it.
I heard he had pictures
Come on.
of how he
Motherfucker,
would
you
have
did do it.
But I didn't appreciate the book.
Why?
I don't think you should be celebrating that you got off.
Let's
but I
just
don't
think
believe
it-
that O.J. Simpson did it.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm dead serious.
Just him writing the book lets you know he's ignorant enough to do that.
Yes.
Well, if he
How
was,
stupid is that?
I think the
I don't-
book.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to open up the phone lines and call in if you think OJ did it. Call in if you black and you feel bad about it. Call in if you're white and you're popping a bottle of Cristal right now.
you squeezing the unsuit.
106,
You
106.
got
is the
to.
number.
White people got to be happy because at that
But
time,
why?
because I was flying my colors when he got off.
What did you
Remember
do?
that? I was just. I
Oh,
was
we
just
did
like,
have a party. We had a party. We did have an OJ party.
We got y'all ass.
Hey, nigga, but I just now I do believe he was innocent for the
murder.
For the murder.
Yeah.
But think
Oh,
about
Johnny
what they
Mack.
convicted him on. He didn't have a weapon. How is that armed robbery if I don't have a weapon?
Johnny
If
Mack,
Speedy got the weapon, Speedy did it.
No, because I'm going to tell on
was
you.
that-
spoken from a true felon.
All day long.
Tell on
That's
you,
not,
motherfucker.
that's
It
not
would be-
Felons
snitching. That's
stick
a witness.
together.
It would be Johnny Mack knowing the rules.
Ain't that a
That's
bitch?
not snitching, Speedy. That's called a witness. But since we got the phone
No, that's
lines,
snitching.
that's not snitching.
That's
Go ahead.
snitching, John.
Only person that's mad as a snitch is the nigga that did it. Think about it.
No, I will not.
Think about it. You probably was rolling with Snoop on that infamous day. Yo, we got a call already. We got my boy, my 10 grand man, Iceberg, all the way
What's
from
up,
New York.
Ice?
What's up, Iceberg?
For the,
Yo,
for the
what's
Midwest.
good with you, nigga?
What up, pimpin'?
I'm chilling, man. What's good with this crew?
Iceberg, holla at us.
Iceberg.
Yeah, I'm here, nigga. You hear me, bro?
Yes, we wait for a sentence.
Yo, Lou, we waiting for you to get some ass, nigga.
I'm working on that, man. I'm working on that.
Yeah, he's still
I
in.
heard him and Diamond D been palling around.
No, we were at the
Iceberg.
club. We were at the club. I'll tell you
Iceberg.
what happened.
Iceberg is our
Story.
expert caller. Iceberg, do you believe OJ is innocent? And give us your take on the political situation. How you feel about it?
All right, I'm gonna give you both of them. First, let's deal with OJ. Fuck OJ. A nigga that kill white people and get away with it, you don't sit around and keep fuck with these crackers because they gonna get you. That's just like
Well, you
the
really
federal government out of money, and you still want to be talking about they're going to get you, player. Listen to this, Fox. He got convicted over tapes. These niggas was going to even extort that nigga from the door.
Huh?
What kind of from the?
Oh, you mean from the gate, from the start?
From the start, dog.
Yeah, you got it.
You bring crime niggas with you, this is what happened. This is why I don't commit crime. It's no code of ethics right now.
I can't tell.
You sure you ain't did something wrong in your life?
So you think, Iceberg, that he was wrong for hanging with the criminals, but you do think he got away with the murder?
Dog, he got away with the murders. Yo, how the fuck you get a big-ass cut on your middle finger, but you wasn't near no knife, dog?
He said, no,
He
said
broke
got
it
that
on the
shaving.
glass.
Yeah, you shaving.
Yeah, he got emotional.
He conveniently broke it on the glass.
He was holding his Heisman
At the
trophy and
same
it slipped.
All right, yo, you know what, Fuck OJ, let's get serious for a minute. I got a
Sure.
problem with the bailout, dog. Listen to this. Instead of giving this money to the people that got us in this situation, what about all the families that they manipulate to sign bad loans? Why not give the money to them, let them refinance their houses for what they really worth, and then we be good again, player?
You're right, Iceberg. Give the
Great
money
point.
to us. Great point,
What
Iceberg.
about the people that live in apartments? Don't leave us hanging. Shit.
Dog, the people that live in
You did that. You
apartments,
did that in high school.
talking about everybody, fam. I'm just saying. This was the game. We gonna sell you this loan, right? Your
Right.
mortgage started out at $1,500, and the next year your shit jump up to $4,000, but you only
Breathe.
make $500 a week. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take your house and I'm gonna resell it to somebody else. But guess what? Last year we had 15,000 foreclosures. This year we're over 55,000. It backfired. Now you have no equity. You have nothing to stand on.
Iceberg is actually smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hang out with
A lot better
Palin.
than Ice Cube.
Yo, Iceberg, I gotta say this, man. You are on top of your game. I had no idea.
Me neither. Good
Let me
point.
tell you something, dog.
Yes.
Just because I get on here sometimes, I act ignorant. I'm saying, you got to be able to evaluate what's going on out here to win the game, dog. I'm a convicted felon 2 times, no high school education. I'm still going to crack 70,000 because my family got to eat, fam. You
How
see
you
what I'm
cracking
saying? You can't
70,000?
let these people hold you back. Only you can hold yourself back. And this is one thing I want to tell the people before I go, Fox.
Okay.
Don't look at Jamie Foxx and say, damn, I'm not successful because I don't make how many other millions. If you only making $30,000,
Yeah, throw him out there.
You can create a motherfucking lifestyle where you and your family still can be comfortable. Success is only what you want it to be, fam. Don't compare to what this nigga doing and that nigga. Use that as inspiration, but don't look down on another brother because he done found the way to get it. You feel me, fam?
Iceberg for president.
But like call it a day, right?
Yeah.
But like call it a day, Iceberg, man, we appreciate it, man.
really
You stay
do.
on the ground. Now, Iceberg, can I ask you what you were convicted for?
I got caught with a couple of guns, couple of drug charges and shit like that, but that's all
that's
my
nothing.
past. My
Yeah,
last
that's
conviction
nothing.
was in 91,
Weed.
Fox. I've been out here doing it the right way. I got kids. I want to see my kids get married and graduate. I ain't got time in no penile looking at hard penises all day. You dig what I'm saying, fam?
All right.
You know, that's what I was thinking just on the way here. I was thinking that on the way here.
I don't want to get in the penile.
I didn't want to be in the penile looking at penises. Iceberg, it's
He's a
Foxxhole
poet.
Radio 106. It's going down. What's cracking?
Other than a crack in your ass.
Gary Coleman.
I love the segue.
Talking
Gary
about
Coleman.
crack ass.
Let's talk about a small subject.
Just not.
What happened?
What'd he do?
I don't get it. Gary Coleman, for some reason,
Pled not
He has
guilty.
a bad
for reckless
temper.
he got a little bit of. I think he might be a little bit of alcoholic.
Because you remember a couple of years ago,
That's some alcohol.
Well, did his car seat come
he
loose?
punched a fan for asking for an autograph, and then this time
He punched the
A
fan
fan?
for asking for.
You should have been happy somebody
Should have
wanted
been
it.
happy
said she was
somebody
aggressive.
appreciated.
I'm telling you.
Well, this time someone tried to take a picture of him and his wife at a bowling alley with their
And they
cell
couldn't. Get, and
phone.
what happened was they couldn't get him in frame.
She wouldn't go low, he didn't get high. That's what happened.
Wait a minute for Radio Land. Let me just break it down for you right now. What just walked in.
Wow, that was nice.
Mahogany. Cream. A brown.
Burgundy top.
Hair freshly bumped.
Farrah Fawcett hit.
Oh, okay.
Farrah Black Fawcett. Black Fawcett. Just let you know in Radio Land, it's going down right now if you want to smell my finger.
Girl, by the way, with no makeup.
Yes,
baby.
looking good. Looking. All right.
I got a great seat over here. I don't know what you know.
You got the double D's, you got the double C. All right, the double C.
Last Saturday, Diamond and one of her other homegirls came out to My Hood Votes with Little Easy E, and we were in front of the store getting people to register to vote. Y'all should have seen niggas stopping to register just to register with Diamond and her.
So that's the key to register. Put some women out there with the double D.
It worked.
Yeah, they were ready to sign.
Register and rub on your booty.
Can I sign this on your back?
And hopefully Poetess is gonna put that footage out there because we had some good.
Diamond and
So let me ask. So you went to register the people vote in
Compton.
In Compton,
Right.
And it went well. Easy E's son was there.
What's his name?
Great.
Little
Easy.
Stay focused.
And he was actually out there registering rival gang members and ex-felons.
That had to be hard. Hey, take this red pen and write.
What was their
this in
slogan?
blue.
One shot at a time. What was their slogan? no on prop 4.
You know what?
Shooting to the top.
We got some folks registered, and a lot of people were like, "Thank you for saving us a trip to the post office."
Hilarious.
Should you be upset if somebody checks your phone and your text messages?
Are we getting personal here?
I'm just throwing it out there. Should you be upset that somebody goes through your phone and checks your text messages?
How did you know?
Because well, it wasn't me, but somebody. A friend of mine went through this last night.
Wow.
And then you walk out, and then the person was crying and said, "You're gonna be mad at me, and why? Because I checked your text messages."
Yeah. Well, let me go get mad.
I did that.
Did you get mad?
I didn't get mad, but the person,
she was mad.
My best friend got mad.
You can't check nothing if you don't want to know nothing.
Well, Lewis checked his wife and he found out. That's how he found out he was getting a divorce.
But I personally feel that if you check my text, you'll get what you deserve.
There you go.
If you find something in there, I done said some, I text sex people. I'm having sex text phone lines going on. I say some explicit things, and we all do on our text message. No. I'm the only one that put.
And we're stupid about that.
And ask Kwame Kilpatrick.
I'm the only one that put a little sexy note on their text.
What you don't want.
What did you put?
What you don't want.
Oh, right, when you wrote that.
Because you could get away with texting.
Right, because you didn't really say it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then if they say, like, you're going too far, then you just push smiley face.
Yeah.
What do you mean you want me naked on a pony? No,
what kind of
smiley
picture?
face.
And sometimes they're pretty blatant. Like mine was, what time is he leaving?
Shit, Lewis.
That's what you got on your text?
No,
what time is he leaving?
That's what I read on hers. What time is he leaving? Yeah.
His wife phone.
Lewis, I'm surprised that you haven't pulled the Orenthal.
I'm surprised you ain't pulled the one where they go, where's your wife? She went to the store.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Coming with a black church
I'm surprised you don't have a new garden in your backyard.
Hey, what's that little hill over there?
Hey, don't worry about that. I call that my Sherry Hill.
I mean, how do you? I mean, because at a certain point, I mean, your manners has to kick in, and
yeah.
But what did you do when you read it? You just erased it. He doesn't mean that.
No.
You never had visions of duct tape in a boat?
No. Some
you didn't go looking for Timmy Hoffa.
Some guys go thug hard. I went. Whiny. Yeah,
you said, let's go to counseling.
That's right.
You went very Pacific Palisades.
Yes, I did.
Very 47.5% tax bracket.
He called the dude back.
Let's go talk it out.
I'm still
You know what's crazy? I really want to know what happened. So you check.
I read it.
For the record, Lewis got a divorce. His wife was cheating on him for, I don't know, 8, 9, 11 years.
And
he found, I don't know how many years.
They was married for 16 years. No, they had a good run. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years. I don't know how long they were running.
Wow. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. This dirty broad didn't have enough decency
to tell you
just
nothing?
break it off and just go start a new relationship.
Mind you, she worked for Washington Mutual, so she was in banking.
Wow.
So you never know.
So as he made his deposit,
you withdraw.
So let me ask you, this dirty broad just
Who is it
didn't
again?
have
This dame.
dirty broad
Thank you.
didn't have enough gumption to just come forward and say, hey, you know what? Somebody else is pulling my hair.
Yeah, well, she got her hair done every week, so I don't know.
Wow.
So she was able to hide it. It was.
And
just,
you know what's amazing? I want you to man up. This reminds me of the scene when Marlon Brando and Fonnie, what's the singer? Fontana?
Yeah, James Fontana. Remember him?
Johnny Fontaine comes in and he says, I don't know what to do. You can act like a man.
So, Louis, you read the text. The text said, I'm dead serious.
You walking him back down the path.
The text said, what time is Louis leaving?
No, it didn't say Louis.
Yes, it did.
Okay, I'm sorry. It said he.
Hey. It said,
in capital letters.
What time is small cheese taking off?
What time is the lame leaving? So you read the text, and it says, what time is he leaving? Right. And you didn't get mad? You didn't.
Well, what time is Mr. Sleep in the wet spot taking off?
Oh, man. Oh, whoa.
Louis, I'm taking you out. We're gonna get drunk.
I tried that.
We're gonna get drunk.
We tried that.
We're going somewhere.
We did all that.
And you're gonna fuck raw.
Oh, we tried that.
Yeah, you gotta live on the edge a little bit.
All right.
Leave the condoms
He
at home.
lived on the edge.
It's okay. Let's go get it. You need some excitement.
We slept on the edge.
Let's go to Brazil. Oh my goodness. It's Jamie Foxx, Foxxhole Radio, Sirius 106. We are always blessed to have special individuals call in to our uncivilized show at times.
Hey, I'm here already.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have seen this guy all over television. He's one of the guys that you look to for great journalism, great information, and a great person. I've known this man for a few years now. I'm talking about none other than the only Tavis Smiley is on the phone.
Hey, Jay, how you living?
Tavis, I'm good. Barack called and he said he want to holler at you.
He want to give you the second interview.
Said he got a T-shirt for you.
So Tavis, let's just get right into this because we all want to know about this. What exactly happened between you and Barack Obama?
To my knowledge, nothing. I think what happened is that people either misunderstand, misinterpret, or just quite don't get the way politics works and what his calling is and what my calling is. The irony of it is that I've talked to Barack probably half a dozen times during this campaign. When I say half a dozen times, I mean he and I on the phone one-on-one. Either I'm in my living room or at my office or he's
But Tavis, it seemed that you were a little upset with Barack because he didn't come and do your show, and so we thought that you was like you had beef.
No. I've interviewed Barack a number of times over the years. Every year, as you know, we have this State of the Black Union symposium, which has become the most watched program on television every year, where we bring together these black thought leaders and opinion makers. Barack, for 2 consecutive years, was invited, and for two consecutive years decided not to come.
So you got pissed.
What I said was I was disappointed, and I thought it was a bad decision for him not to attend this year in the middle of a campaign where black voters were going to make the difference. Now, this is back in the primary campaign. He had not won the nomiation at the time.
This is when he was behind.
Exactly. Hillary came, Barack did not.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And I thought, I think he ought to be here. Now, people take me saying I think he ought to be here as somehow, being upset or being jealous when you.
But it did come off that way, Tavis. It did come. I mean, to us. I mean, I'm just talking about the. I'm a fan of yours,
right.
But it did come off like you were saying like Barack didn't have time for us. But what we thought was, I thought that Barack should have gone to these white areas like Iowa in order to do more, get his boots on the ground there because. Right. Black folks should have to understand what he had to do. It's not that the black folk is going to get him elected,
right.
But he's going to need white folk at the same time. So to us, it just seemed as if, maybe you should have gave him a pass.
No, I don't. First of all, I disagree with 3 things you said.
Okay.
Number one, respectfully, I don't believe in giving black people passes.
Why not, Tavis?
Here's why. Here's why, Jamie. When you give black people passes, you end up with Clarence Thomases.
Oh no! You can't. But you can't say Barack Obama and Clarence Thomas in the same breath. Not at all.
No, that's not my point. My point is not that Barack Obama is Clarence Thomas. My point is that the reason why Clarence Thomas sits on the Supreme Court today is because the NAACP did not come out early and often against Clarence Thomas.
I just think Clarence Thomas was just an Uncle Tom. I don't think that had anything to do with. I mean, he could have come to the gate and partied at an after party with us, but that's not going to change Clarence Thomas.
But politics is a process, and the process was that had the NAACP come out early against him, his nomination, he would not have lasted long enough to even get to the Anita Hill process. The point I'm making is this, that if you don't hold everybody black, I don't care who they are, if you don't hold everybody black accountable to the best interest of your people, then Clarence Thomas's sneak through. So the point is not that Barack is Clarence Thomas. I've known Barack for years. He's a personal friend. I would never.
But what I'm saying is, like there was a situation one time where Oprah went on stage and she forgot to mention somebody's name on stage. Right. And after it was over, she was in tears because that person came up to her who she thought was a friend. Right. And he really lit into her because she forgot his name. But I saw the whole thing how it went down. It was a spur of the moment thing. She thanked the people that were directly involved with her play, and she didn't have time. But I made the point to the person that charged her up, if that is your friend, right, then work it out between me and you, and not or not do it in the public. So to us, it looked as if Tavis Smiley, or it looked as if this person and Oprah was having beef. Because if that's my friend, like if Tavis is my friend, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to go to him as opposed to putting it out there, because now it looks as if Tavis Smiley, Jesse Jackson, and all these other elite blacks, Magic Johnson weren't on Bob Johnson. Now you're in that category. Do you understand that?
I understand that, and anybody who thinks that is politically unsophisticated. Because first of all, Magic Johnson has a right to support anybody he wants to support.
Let me say this, Tavis. That was Johnny Mack. He doesn't know what he's talking about. We weren't talking about Magic Johnson. We were talking about Bob. We were talking about Bob Johnson. This is what happened to us looking at the television. It was Bob Johnson. It was Tavis Smiley. And
But Jamie, let me there's a crucial distinction that's got to be made.
I know, but what I'm saying is, Tavis, to us, to just a regular man, that's what our callers called in was like, why is Tavis Smiley going at Barack Obama? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
There is a difference. Here's the point I'm trying to make. There is a distinct difference between attacking someone and holding someone accountable. What Bob Johnson did was to attack. He was wrong for it. Jesse Jackson talking about cutting people's nuts off, that's not accountability, that's an attack. My raising issues about issues that you ought to be held accountable to. So here's the question. When the person you support, it's just the media wants to use the word pivot. That's the new word, not flip-flop, not lie, but pivot. When somebody starts pivoting on affirmative action, I got questions. When a black man starts pivoting on the death penalty, I got questions.
I know, but Barack didn't pivot on those. He didn't pivot on that. He just didn't get a chance to get to you.
That's pivoting.
But he didn't get a chance to come do your show, so it looked as if you were upset that he didn't do your show.
Jamie, Barack Obama has an open invitation to my show any day of the week, number one. And number two, let's not confuse the symposium with my daily talk show. The symposium happens one day a year. I'm on TV 5 nights a week. Barack Obama has an open invitation. He's come on before. He has not come on to answer these questions about affirmative action, about the death penalty, about gun control, about campaign finance. I'm still supporting Barack Obama. I want to see the brother win. But don't tell me I can't support you and hold you accountable. There's honor in being held accountable. If you are ever in a relationship, personal or professional, and the other person does not want to be held accountable to some standard.
Well, Tavis, could I ask you this? How about holding him accountable after he's won the presidency? Because here's the thing. If he comes back next year, how big is it for your symposium now that he's the president of the United States and he had all of our support? Listen, just because Barack Obama is black, he's not going to wave a magic black wand and every black person is going to be cool, and every black person is going to be rich or anything like that. Child support. but what I'm saying is, let's give him a chance to get there. I don't think that. But like when you say like hold him accountable for what?
To the issues, Jamie. This is a campaign for the future of our country. and the future of black people.
But don't you think he's already? Don't you think he's already getting it from every other side? And,
Bam.
And you would think, I would think that if, put it to you this way, Tavis, this is what I'm thinking. If you were running for president, I wouldn't charge you up in public for things that you're already fighting on the other side.
Jamie,
there are already good white folks putting his feet to the fire. So why do we have to put his feet to that same fire? That's all I'm asking.
I love you, but I'm disappointed in your answer, and here's why. Because every constituency group in this country, nobody gives you their support without understanding and agreeing with where you stand on the issues that matter to them. I said this twice now. You run past it both times. If there are issues that matter to black people, and you start to pivot on those questions, why shouldn't black people ask you, just like the NRA wants to know, the senior citizens, the AARP wants to know, the gays and lesbians want to know, the unions want to know. Don't tell me that black people, Jamie, can't ask questions just because you black.
I just disagree with the timing, and it looked like it was.
Jamie,
it looked like.
If you can't ask in the campaign.
I know, but I disagree with the timing, and it looked like it was sour grapes to everybody else.
Right.
I know what you're saying, and I'm glad that you have a chance to say on the radio that it wasn't sour grapes, but to everybody else, it was sour grapes.
Well, first of all, not everybody. I don't know what polling you're doing. There are 30 million plus.
I'll tell you like this, Tavis. Here's what I'm upset about, and I'll let you know what I'm upset about.
Right.
I was upset that the elite blacks that I talked to, I won't name names, would not back Barack Obama. And I asked him, I said, what would Martin Luther King do?
Bam.
And I asked him, do we want to look back in the next 20 years and see that we had an opportunity to vote for a capable black man and we didn't do it? And here was the other thing. When I was having these conversations with these elite blacks, Barack Obama was 30 points down.
Bam.
And all of the elite blacks were on Hillary Clinton's campaign or on their boat, on their bandwagon because they thought that she was going to win. Mm-hmm. And I said, now, do you want to feel embarrassed once this man closes the gap and he ends up being the president of the United States?
Jamie, that's woefully unfair, and here's why. Number one,
why?
I'm gonna tell you why. If Dr. King were around, I'll tell you why, brother.
Who would Dr. King vote for, Tavis Smiley?
If Dr. King were around,
who would Dr. King vote for?
I'll answer your question.
Answer the question.
If Dr. King were around, more than the color of your skin, he'd be concerned with the content of your character.
So you're saying you don't have
character? God,
Tavis. Jamie, and the character question is this. Dr. King's life was about holding people accountable to the best interest of black people. So here's the answer. I'm not suggesting that King, were he around, would not have supported Barack. I am suggesting that if Barack ever got on the wrong side of the issues, where black
Barack wasn't on the wrong side of the issues,
Dr. King would have addressed that.
Dr. King wouldn't have addressed it.
So what is?
But all I'm saying is this: it's amazing to me that we have so much energy and vigor when it comes to Barack Obama. But here's a guy by the name of George Bush for 8 years, and I haven't seen anybody do anything like that. I haven't seen anybody go at him.
Jamie,
where was the George Bush interview?
Jamie, I'm on radio and television every day. Have you ever listened to my work about George Bush over the last 8 years?
You are right.
Come on, Jamie. That's the kind of stuff that disappoints you, because you're doing this work every single day. For 12 years on Tom Joyner, I've done this commentary every day, the most heard radio program for 12 years before everybody else.
And you did an interview with George Bush?
No, George Bush won't give you an interview, Jamie. That's the point. He won't talk to you about these, but here's the point.
I see.
When Bill Clinton ran, and he tried to sister soldier Jesse Jackson, I jumped all over him in the national media. When Al Gore ran and he lost, and he didn't want to recount the black precincts in Florida because he didn't want to put race on the recount, I jumped on Gore because black votes is as important as white votes. When John Kerry won, he didn't win the nomination until the campaign went down south, and then the black vote gave him the nomination. He could not give us any respect in his convention speech. I jumped on John Kerry. I've been doing this every day for 16 years. This is not about me hating on Barack Obama. It's about holding people accountable to black people. One final point right quick. You asked about the elite blacks. That's a very important question. It's wrong of you, respectfully, to suggest that it was only elite blacks, like Magic and others, who were not supporting Barack Obama back when. Check your facts on this.
I didn't mention his name.
Black folk did not come around en masse to support Barack Obama until after the white folk in Iowa.
Can I tell you something? Well, Tavis Smiley, you haven't been listening to our radio show.
We've been on deck
because we've been with Barack since day one.
I'm not
and
saying you're not, Jamie.
And
you're not.
But as a matter of fact, but those elite blacks that I told you, I was on a phone call with some elite blacks as I was talking to them. I was telling them where I stood. I said, here's a chance for a capable black man to become president. Right. I want to be a part of history. As I'm talking, they flip the phone over, click over, and Bill Clinton is on the phone.
Right.
President Bill Clinton. And I expressed to Mr. President Bill Clinton that this is an opportunity for me to be a part of history, to be a part of someone who is who I've seen, got a chance to see Barack speak. I said, this man is not just a politician, he's a phenom. Right. He's going to do something special for us. And I let him know, I said, if he doesn't, just in case he doesn't get the nomination, and he was 30 points down,
right.
that I will support the Democratic ticket.
Right. Gary, I think every other elite black has pretty much done the same thing. But here's the point. You can't say we live in a country of free speech and only honor the free speech code when people endorse and support people who you think they ought to support and endorse. That's not what free speech is, number one. And number two, I go back to my earlier point. Barack Obama was not leading in the black vote until after he won in Iowa. Then he made his move. Black people across, I'm not saying you and the crew, I'm saying black folk, check your polls.
Well, let me ask.
Obama was hold on. Obama was down with black people, Jamie, until after he won in Iowa. When the Negroes saw, the white folks say this brother's got a chance, then the numbers flipped. That's a fact.
All I can say is this, Tavis. Doesn't that make you feel bad about black folk? Because if it had been somebody, if it was somebody Irish,
Jewish.
There would be beer and green hats
right.
all over the place. If there was Italian, it would be fettuccine
and sausage
my point is why do we have to wait for somebody white to endorse somebody that we already know is capable? That was my question.
You're making my point. I think maybe it's the phone line. We're not hearing each other.
Yeah, this phone line must be messed up.
You're making my point.
We're on the same side. Okay.
Don't
for some reason I didn't think we were.
We apologize for the phone call. We'll talk to you later. No,
we've always been on the same side. The only point, the final point for me is this. I go back to what I said earlier. There is a difference between attacking people and holding people accountable. Let me end where we began. Whenever Barack Obama and I talk on the phone one-on-one.
So y'all are cool now.
Barack understands this. He said this to me many times. I said the same thing back to him. Barack Obama is running for president, Jamie, and this is the brilliant point you made earlier. Right. He's running for president, and he has to do what he needs to do to get elected, and I ain't mad at him. On the other hand, I'm not running for president. And throughout our history, we have to have people who have the kinds of voices who are willing to hold everybody accountable to their best interest of their people. So my point is this. I don't ask Barack to check his politics when he walks in my room. And Barack doesn't ask me to check my voice when I walk in the room. He does his thing. I do my thing. You can critique people in love. What's missing in our discourse is love. You can love somebody, support somebody, but still say, brother, on this issue, don't get too far. So I told Barack, when you get there, and I want the brother to win. I said that to him. But when he gets there, I said to him, don't sell your soul. Don't surrender your soul. Don't let them steal your soul. Stand firm on the issues that matter to you. Don't pivot.
Well, Tavis, man, you know what? It is always a pleasure, man. I'm going to say this. I don't care what you do. I'm going to support you.
Yeah, period. We got you.
I love you. I've always thought that you are, to me, the person that I watch.
Right.
And I always get the right information from, and you make me feel good. And you know why you make me feel good, Tavis? Because you're black. It's Jamie Foxx. Foxxhole Radio.
Wait, Tavis, before you go, I know you. This is Poetess.
Hey, Poetess.
I know you got a couple things on the burner right now. You have the On Air, the Best of the Tavis Smiley on the Tom Joyner Morning Show from 2004, 2008.
Why did you leave Tom Joyner?
Bam. Yeah.
I've done it for 12 years. After 12 years, I tried to leave at I love Tom. I've been there for 12 years. I tried to leave at the 10-year mark. There's so many things we're working on. But after doing it for 12 years and living in L.A. and getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do it, there was just time to do some other things. Right. Since I left Tom, he's added 3 new commentators on the program, one of them a woman. So my stepping away allowed for 3 new progressive voices to be added to his program. Okay. But it's really just a matter of time. I've done it for 12 years, time to do other things. And the box set that the poetess is referring to, when I left, we got so many calls and emails about my not being there. We put together a box set that really does represent some of the best work in terms of my commentaries that we did on Tom's program for all those years. So that box set is called On Air, the best of Tavis Smiley on Tom's program, and it's available everywhere across the country.
Tell us about America I Am, traveling museum that you're involved with.
You'll love this. In January of next year, January 15th, which is Dr. King's birthday, his actual birthday, the 15th of January, as we all know, 5 days before Barack Obama is inaugurated as the next president of the United States on January the 20th. 5 days before he's inaugurated, we're opening up a massive exhibit. It's the biggest exhibit ever in the country to tell the story of our people. We've been in this country now, as you know, for 400 years, and there's never been an exhibit that comprehensively tells the story of our to the country. There is a backstory to Barack Obama, and this exhibit called America I Am really lays out in 15,000 square feet, massive exhibit, 15,000 square feet, 12 different galleries, starting with the moment the Africans arrived at Jamestown all the way up to and including Barack Obama's bid for president through artifacts and items that tells the story of our contribution. And it's called America I Am. All the details about the exhibit kicking off in Philadelphia, traveling for 4 years, can be found at our website, Jamie, at TavisTalks.com.
Say it again.
TavisTalks.com.
Got it.
Tavis, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much, man. And I love you, brother.
And don't check nothing at the door, man.
I love you. There ain't nothing you can do about it, Jamie.
All right, good. All right, it's Jamie Foxx, Foxxhole Radio, Sirius 106. We had to get serious, man.
I was serious.
But at the same time, I do feel Tavis was a little bit.
Wait, did you guys see the guy at the McCain rally that was like, bring it to him, McCain?
That was Tavis.
All on the band.
I love Tavis.
He was full of shit.
Tavis, I love you, but you're full of shit.
You know he's full of shit.
You're absolutely full of malarkey. If we were going to run off the plantation, I'd kill you first so you wouldn't tell Massa.
At least chop his foot off.
And they reading, too.
Yes, we want to hold them accountable.
What the fuck is that? Hey, we got our own political analyst on the phone.
Who?
Eric Wilson.
Oh, yeah, he hired himself.
Self-proclaimed political analyst for the Foxxhole. Give it to us,
Eric Wilson, this is Jamie Foxx. Weigh in.
What's cracking? Eric Wilson calling in from Ohio, Cincinnati, the heartland. This is what's going on. Barack Obama is leading in the polls. People are energized, but Republicans are still playing the dirty tricks. In Ohio, you can register and vote on the same day. And so many people came out and voted that the Republicans went to federal court and said, no, those ballots don't count till you certify them. So they went to the Sixth Circuit, and the Sixth Circuit said the Republicans are right. And today, the U.S. Supreme Court said no. All those people, black people who register and voted the same day, you have to count their votes. But I'm telling you, this is what we're up against. We had to go to the United States Supreme Court to tell the Republicans, no, all those people who registered and voted, they're legitimate, and this is very important for all the Foxxhole listeners.
Right.
If you are in Ohio and you are not in jail, you can vote.
Johnny Mack.
If you're on parole for murder, you can vote. As long as you are not physically in jail, if you can get to the booth, you can vote.
So what you're saying is they're already playing dirty.
They're already playing, and what we have to worry about is everyone's talking, oh, this Bradley effect, this Bradley effect. Two things. A, that was 20 years ago. If there's going to be a Bradley effect, I do agree it's going to be 2 to 3 percentage points. But in Virginia, Barack's up by 8 to 10 percentage points. If Barack wins Virginia, there's no electoral way he can win. Right now, the CNN estimates have Barack has the 270 electoral votes. John McCain's playing defense in Indiana, Virginia, and North Carolina. But having said this, in politics, The only poll that counts is the one on Election Day. So people do not sleep, do not pop the bubbly yet, because it's not over till we show up on Election Day.
Right.
Okay, now what did you think about the debates? I
thought the debates, I think, and I'm just being honest here, it was McCain's best debate by far. He came out on offense, but the thing that he's kind of like, he won the battle, but he lost the war. The battle is he came out on offense, but he lost the war because Barack looked very presidential. He had a presidential temperament. He didn't get upset. He wasn't angry, and people subconsciously are nodding. He has the temperament to win, and this is important. The Washington Post, which is the most influential political newspaper in the country, endorsed Barack today with a gushing endorsement. They said, quote, and I'm quoting you verbatim, Barack Obama has the potential to be a great president. And there's rumor, and please watch Meet the Press, because it may be over Sunday, because rumor is that Colin Powell's going to endorse him on Meet the Press on Sunday. If he does that,
that's big.
That's the rumor that Colin Powell's going to endorse him on Sunday in Meet the Press.
But did you see how mad McCain was? He was like,
McCain was mad as a wedding.
Elbows are squeaking.
He kept blinking. Nigga was like Morse code with his eyes.
He looked like a black woman that was mad at her man.
No, he actually looks like an albino.
I'm gonna go through your phone again,
because his eyes are so black.
Everyone's
go through your phone again.
Remember when Hillary Clinton cried in New Hampshire?
Yes.
Well, the reason why you're seeing the physical upset of McCain is all McCain's posters are telling him this boy's going to win, and he's going to win big. So frustration is setting in. Because real quick, when you got 19 days to the election and you're trying to shore up the Republican base, at this point, McCain should be fighting for independents and Democrats.
He should cry.
He
should start crying.
He's trying to shore up his Republican base.
All right.
Wow, Eric.
Eric Wilson. Eric Wilson, our political analyst. And also, Eric, you are running for what office?
I'm running for, thank you. I'm running for Congress in the 1st Congressional District in Cincinnati. And let me toot my horn a little bit.
Toot it, Eric.
Toot. You might want to blow your horn. Don't toot it. That sounds kind of
A State Department funded program called Our Campaign Up 2 days ago, and they had me sit down with a delegation from Thailand because they requested to interview me about democracy in America. And the only campaign they called was my campaign and the incumbent Republican. Then on Monday, the same program, they were so impressed with the Foxxhole political analyst that on Monday, I'm meeting with 20 international reporters from around the world because Ohio's a swing state and Cincinnati is a swing district. So I'm speaking about American democracy to Berlin, to Germany, to France, to Finland, to Estonia. So basically, the same political analysis that Foxxhole is bringing you guys, international reporters are going through State Department programs to hear our take. So we're very
and this is and I got to give the history. This is Eric Little Doc Wilson,
who
didn't even have a email address 3 years ago.
Right. Before Barack ran.
All I can tell you is this: you have made strides.
Put him on.
He's got a rotary cell phone.
And he's got the biggest head in America.
This is important. In Cincinnati, every vote that I bring out is a vote for Obama. And there's a huge televised debate. And the endorsed Democrat, he went to my website, unlike some of my Foxxhole friends. And
I went. I just had other things.
And he saw Jamie Foxx, Ray Shelton, and Marcus King, and Poetess, and he saw Louis Dix, and all those people. Make a long story short, they tried to lock us out this televised debate on Channel 9, and Channel 9 said, if you're going to lock Eric Wilson out, we're going to interview him exclusively after the debate. We're going to allow him to say whatever he wants to say.
Heavy gonad.
The African American Chamber of Commerce, they called up and they said, no, what we're going to do is go to court and add a writ of prohibition because the State Department delegations can meet with Eric Wilson. He needs to be seen, and this is important. The vote in my district is going to be 30 to 40% African American. So when people come out and they vote Obama and write in Wilson, they don't have to bow down to the congressman. They don't have to bow down to the congressman.
Hey, put it.
All right, Eric, man, thank you. You have taken up way too much time.
Man,
we're trying to get a show sold here on Comedy Central. And,
we'll go to your website, I promise.
Yeah, what is it?
Yo, it's Jamie Foxx, Foxxhole Radio. What's cracking?
Other than the crack of your ass.
We're going to take a break and we coming right back. I got to go holler at Tavis. He was really bullshit.
So full of shit. Check the bullshit.
Yo, this is Tavis Smiley.
Check yourself there.
Oh, man.
106. The revolution will not be televised on my show.
Wow.
Because I'm trying to keep black people at a minimum.
And make them accountable.
Yeah, if you haven't been listening, this has been a very invigorating show. We've talked about everything.
Good,
106 serious. This is how we get down.
Like the little t-shirts making you think.
Don't worry about my t-shirt, Speedy.
Nipples sticking out at all times.
You and Johnny
With
Mack
the
got the
nipple
same
ring.
shirts on.
And what kind of shirt do you have on, Speedy?
It's very sexy. Don't hate on my
Speedy,
No, it's not.
Speedy has on a dance with me on the disco.
Come on and dance.
Dance with me on the disco.
Come on and dance.
Oh, make me feel mighty real.
Mighty what?
Make me feel
Mighty real.
mighty real.
Mighty real.
I know you just got off
my
of
shirt, though?
You just got off of Santa Monica, and we have a huge gay following here. I just want
And
to let
Speedy
people
should
know.
know, because this is his time of year, right?
And
This
you
is
ought to
Speedy's
read the
time.
blog.
This is Speedy's time of year. Speedy likes to go down.
He did.
During Halloween.
Fox, hold up.
Down to Santa
He
Monica.
did. Join the
And come
parade.
up.
And just Speedy.
Fox,
First of
hold
all,
up, motherfucker. I've been knowing you. How long I've been knowing you?
That's how we know what happened.
Okay, Tavis, let me ask you something, Tavis. Did you or did you not go down to Santa Monica Boulevard?
I'm gonna tell you like I told you the first time. No.
Yes,
You
you
the
did.
motherfucking lie.
But Speedy went down to Santa Monica Boulevard.
How you gonna tell my
and
business?
but listen, I'm trying to save you. He said he wasn't partaking of the sissiness. He was observing the sissiness. And there's a big difference.
There is a big difference.
Because basically, if you could,
You're a voyeur.
So what you're saying, you could get head, but that doesn't make you gay. That's true, Speedy.
There you go, Speedy.
And there are several people in the penal systems that believe that.
That don't look at the penis.
Wait, and
I just want to give a shout out to all of my gay following, and just today, just go out and just do somebody's hair, or just do some
Float
makeup,
around
whatever
the
you wanna
city.
do. Call in and just let us know where you stand on Barack
Whistle
Obama.
at
I just
Speedy.
want to say the blogosphere that the polls are that Speedy's gay.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
but he's got that nice beard, though.
That old Isaac Hayes.
He got that Teddy Pendergrass
I'm
beard.
trying to go
that Teddy Tender ass
Teddy Tenderloin.
beard.
Don't get mad because yours won't grow, Fox.
Yeah, my shit won't grow. I guarantee.
Yeah.
Everybody's not
Won't fit on the head. Anyway.
Hysterical. And the artificial turf for the dome.
I'm not gonna sit here and let y'all talk about. I'm not gonna sit here and let y'all talk about me.
That's
This
why
is
you wear
my
V-necks.
show.
You
This
can't
is
get
my
your head
show.
through the regular size shirt.
What kind of helmet did he wear in stealth?
I'm not gonna sit here and
Number
let you
54.
insult me on my own show. If I was Chris Tucker, this wouldn't be going down.
No, we're not begging, Spider.
I'm not gonna sit here.
We
and
talk
take
about
this.
your teeth if you were
I'm
Chris
telling you.
Tucker.
I'm
We
not
like
gonna-
your teeth. I thought you meant Chris Rock.
Pull your mouthpiece out. All right.
Do you see what is going on right here?
You saying Chris
Did I
Rock
ever
got
tell you?
Chris
Did I ever tell you my tea story?
No, please.
What happened?
Tell us.
Oh,
I remember what they used to look
Tell
like.
us the tea story.
Yeah, bite it.
Tell us the tea story.
Yeah, bite into it, Fox. Bite into it.
Tell us your CeeLo story.
I know what it was. You used to floss with a jump rope.
Wow.
Let your bicuspid speak.
I stay away from
I'm not
tea
gonna-
to cheese.
I'm not gonna sit here and just let y'all besmirch me like
Well,
that.
Fox, go ahead and bite down on the subject.
Talk about it. Talk about
Go
it.
ahead, Fox. What happened?
This girl that was a friend of mine
Mm-hmm.
that well, she's a stripper.
Okay.
Yeah, that's important.
Remember that?
Now she's doing dinner.
No. Fuck it. I ain't even gonna tell the story. I'm gonna come back to the story.
no, do the story.
I'm gonna come back to the story.
Fox,
I'm gonna
Fox
come
got chops. Fox got chops.
Man, yeah, don't let him bit off more than you can chew. Keep going, Fox.
See, if I was Will Smith, this shit wouldn't be going on like
We're
this.
not-
I'll put it
I
that
was
way.
going to say something, but
Nah, don't say
What was
that.
you gonna say?
I will not.
You gonna say something about Speedy got to do warm up for the Wild Wild West?
3.
We have a special guest here on the Foxxhole Sirius 106.
Thanks for saying that about me, Fox.
Fuck off. A man who has been acting for 50 years.
Wow.
A man who has, to me, should have already been given every award out there for his work and for his legacy. And because of his work, folks like myself and other African Americans and other actors that even aren't African Americans that have seen his work, that have been inspired, he's part of our culture. He's lifted us up in our culture. We quote his lines from his movies. We pattern ourselves after his acting chops. Right. He won an Emmy for HBO on HBO. The name of it was In Treatment. New movie coming out, Bone Deep. He's a cowboy.
Yeah.
He loves to ride. And we're gonna do we should do a black western.
A real black western. Yeah.
What was that?
Posse. Mario P. You gonna do Posse 3? That was pitiful.
That was impossible.
No, we should do a real one.
I think Van Peebles is available.
No, I did love Posse.
No, you did.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about no other than Glynn Turman is in the house.
No, preach, nigga. Preach. Get it right. Watch your movies, nigga. Watch your movies.
Glynn, let me ask you this. How does it feel to have been in this business for so long, and 50 years, that means that 60s, 70s, when a black man was going to colored bathrooms or not even allowed in certain parts of the city, how does it feel to have an Emmy after all of that time?
Well, I tell you like this. Why y'all get all serious and shit when I come on? Y'all's acting and cutting up and acting like fools.
Let's talk about your shirt then. Come up here and talk it all. Why I got to be? Did you get a holster with that?
Is that from the Roy Rogers collection?
Hey, come up here. Look here. Jeans are so tight they sucking his dick.
Hey, you got a quarter in your pocket.
Bring Chris Tucker on. Where's Chris Tucker?
What size of the jeans, Fox?
You got the size jeans of. Shit, I was gonna give you a pass.
Yeah, you give me all that.
Came up in here with the 1980s looking.
The motherfucking Wild Wild West fest song.
Got all serious on
shit. Color card right. Let me talk to you.
Look like an extra from Bonanza.
Now y'all making me feel welcome. Now I feel better.
Okay then. All right then.
Now
you was the raisin in the sun.
Yeah, now I feel better. Thank you very much.
That was the Mike the Mechanic out.
You got jokes too.
You just told us to get you.
Glenn, is that a goal?
Glenn is senile He's actually not really in a movie, Bone Deep. He watched a movie last night called Bone Deep and thought that he was in it.
So, Mike, this is my question, Mike. Do you think they took too long for the Emmy?
Glenn.
No, she called him Mike the Mechanic.
She
got jokes. She got jokes.
But on the real, our listeners would like to know, how does that feel, getting an Emmy after 50 years of being in the business?
You know,
because even after 25 years, they give you a watch.
Yeah, but I can't tell time. The thing is that it's what you do with that time. What you do with that time while they're making up their mind. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
What that means?
It's got nothing to do with me. It's got to do with everything with the way the game goes. But my motto's always been stay ready to keep them having to get ready.
Right.
So when it does happen, if the system does come to its senses, you are ready to deliver. Because if it comes to you and you drop the baton, baby, you blew, you messed up.
Wow. I got a question for you, which I'm pretty sure our listeners are definitely out there. When you did Cooley High, how old were you at the time?
I wasn't 18. Let's put it that way.
That was one of the greatest movies I had ever saw in my life. And I let my sons watch it, and they crying. Yeah. I'm trying not to cry because I remember. Ain't this a bitch?
Your son
got a towel. Great fucking movie. When he was running down the thing and they playing the fucking.
You dropped the pacifier when you was watching.
Ain't that a bitch?
No, it's you know, Cooley High is that great all-time classic. Something that we never thought it would turn out to be. I was. Last night, coming off the stage of the play I'm doing down at Nate Holden, the Performing Arts Center, I thought I'd get that plug in. 2 Trains Running.
Okay. Do
a young woman came up to me, maybe 16, 17 years old, and said that she had just finished watching Cooley High. So it's going on to 3 generations. That's a film that's gone to 3 generations.
Wow.
And it's a classic, and I'm very proud of it.
So everything that we saw was the way it was, you know, because you hear later on that, you know, maybe they didn't do that wasn't the line they had in the movie or something like that.
Get it out.
No.
Yeah. Hear you, bubblehead motherfucker.
I'm not going to keep on taking this shit.
Nigga talking with a hero sandwich in his mouth.
You take that from him? Why you take that, Jamie?
Take no more
Did the barber
Jamie, how you take stuff like that?
Did your barber cut your hair in
I ain't
strips,
trying to start nothing because I ain't that kind of guy. I ain't the kind of guy who starts to instigate things because I don't do that.
I love
you know I don't instigate stuff.
I know you don't.
But damn, Jamie, you take that shit off of him?
Wow.
But anyway, so what you say?
Mr. Thurman, what about JD's Revenge?
It's a different world.
What about JD's?
Was that movie only pretty much received by a black audience?
Say it again.
JD's Revenge, was that mostly received by a black audience?
Yes.
At that time, yes, at that time. But it like Cooley High is going on to transcend color and all that kind of thing.
You remember the line?
And J.D. Walker, the boss talker, the water walker.
Baby Leia, Pimp's Leia. Come on, that's what
Where did that come from?
We added that in.
He looked at you like, what are you talking about?
Why you just throwing things in?
And can't recite the black national anthem, I'll tell you that.
Now I see why they was talking about your shirt.
Wow.
So you
don't go down that road.
Turman, you also
a lot of horses on that road.
You also did The Wire?
Yeah.
And how was that for you?
Oh, man.
Because it seems so realistic.
You know, what's beautiful about The Wire is what I see is happening now on television. Some of the stations are coming up with new programming, and their claim to their new programming campaigns are things like we're going to the edge and then jumping over, or we're going to the edge, and if it doesn't fit the norm, then it's right for us. And I realize that they're taking the motto from what we did at HBO and The Wire. The writers, David Simon, was known for going to the edge and then going beyond and still maintaining one basic dignity. It never spoke down to its audience, no matter what tier the audience was in. And it was all about the intelligence of the audience and the intelligence of the people who were portraying the characters.
What do you mean by it never spoke down to the audience?
Well, it never took a point of view that because you chose a certain path in life that you were stupid or that you were less than a human being. It always showed you the sides that said, look, this is the choice I made. This was what was available. I may not have made the smartest choice. I'm trying to make the best I can do with that choice. And so it never spoke down to the audience in that regard is what I'm talking
Glynn,
about.
speaking of choices, all those women that were on those shows, how were your choices?
Say it again?
All the women that were on the shows that you did, those films.
Yeah, did you get laid? You had to get laid.
Let's talk about the groupies.
Let's talk about can I smell your finger?
The groupies.
You were married to the Queen of Soul. How was that?
That was a big journey, wasn't it?
Lewis, kill yourself.
There is no bigger talent, I'll tell you that.
There you go.
All right.
Get some
or bigger titties.
So wait a minute. You were married to Aretha Franklin?
Yes. Where you been?
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
Fuck you been, Fox?
Working. He ain't got time.
How long were you married? How long were you married?
We were together 6 years.
Did she ever sing to you?
Absolutely.
Oh,
wow.
I mean, but did you ever sing to you while you?
And we're still friends. We're still very good friends. Watch your mouth.
Our listeners want to know. When you was hitting it, was it? Hey, I bet you was spelling it wrong.
Put your cowboy hat on.
Take your spurs off.
That's gotta.
Whose boots are these?
What is your most challenging role over your 50 years or how many years you've been in the business? What is
50?
The most challenging role that one of you sunk your teeth into?
There have been a couple of roles, but I'm very proud of the role I just won the Emmy for on Treatment. It was a very challenging role, very demanding, and it's just a 2-character piece, kind of like just talking heads, you know. There was nothing fancy about it, and so that was very demanding.
So you saying that Hanging with Mr. Cooper didn't really
Different World didn't really do it for you on that one.
You got the Wayans brothers didn't stretch you.
I ain't taking nothing away from Hanging with Mr. Cooper, you know.
5 on the black hand side didn't really do it for you.
So do you prefer on stage or in front of the camera?
I started on stage on Broadway 50 years ago in the original production of A Raisin in the Sun, opposite Sidney Poitier and Ruby Dee.
Wow.
Was you
Gossett Jr., Diana Sands, and a wonderful, wonderful cast. And of course, that beginning is responsible for my career, and as a result, I'm always faithful and feel the best about being on stage.
And you know what I did hear about your play? What
did you hear?
Play? I heard it's good.
Oh, it's great. I saw it.
What play are you talking about? You talking about
2 Trains
What's
Running?
it called?
2 Trains Running.
I didn't hear you.
You said Running the Train. What's the name of the play? I saw it.
2 Trains Running.
Yeah, Double D is also in a play too. It's called Running a Train. No, but
it's a good play.
It's a good play. She's actually driving a train. It's not like what you think.
You're the star. You're the feature star.
Let me get out.
Glynn, she's
the headlights and the caboose.
You worked with.
Let me get out the way while you.
Wait, you guys, Glynn, you've worked with, like you said, such classics as Sidney Poitier.
Right.
Do you find that the camaraderie between the actors are a lot different than it was then, as opposed to today?
I don't think so. I think that we all realize that we're in such a unique class of or a unique organization that we belong to. That is actors and actresses, and so that
black actresses in particular.
I think that's smaller. You know that's brings its own brand of camaraderie. But I think actors, period. You know.
Sitting there.
What are you doing,
I was doing James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones doing
calling Sidney.
Sitting there. Sitting there.
I'm doing James Earl Jones and Sidney Poitier in a Western.
Sydney, you're going to have to leave town, Sydney. Last time you was here, five people got killed.
Now you got to be Sidney Poitier.
They won't fuck with me, I won't fuck with them.
What if Terrence Howard was in the video?
What was it?
What if Terrence Howard was in?
Hey, look here, man. I'm just trying to say something to you, man. I'm just trying to talk to you, Sidney, man. Sidney, man. I'm just trying to talk to you, Sidney, man.
What about Terrence Howard and Iron Man?
Hey, Iron Man, I'm just trying to talk to you, man.
Samuel Jackson.
Motherfucker!
Sydney!
They won't fuck with me, I won't fuck with them.
Leave town, Sydney.
Now Don Cheadle just took your role.
Oh shit!
Hysterical. Oh, don't put him out like that.
Did you hear about that?
No.
Terrence Howard.
It's worldwide.
This is another thing about Hollywood. How it's so crazy.
That's why I said my ass on the ranch. What happened?
Right. Terrence Howard was in Iron Man.
Right.
And in Iron Man, Terrence Howard glances at the suit, and we get a sort of a window of like, oh shit, he's gonna be in the suit because that's how it is in the comic book.
Right. That's right.
And then.
Dumbass.
Something about arguing over some Skrilla.
Or horse feed for you, Glenn.
I was wondering. That's a Skrilla.
Yeah, over money.
Okay,
yeah, money. So argument over money, and they cut him out of the film.
Bam.
That day.
They got rid of him, and then they got Don Cheadle.
Oh.
Don Cheadle. Which they're gonna have to adjust the lighting.
The makeup.
They gotta adjust the lighting.
From dark to light like a motherfucker.
I mean, because Terrence is sort of
he's gonna play Dark Man.
Terrence is sort of
me and you, brother.
Sort of a pecan.
We know where he went with that, right?
Terrence is sort of a taupe.
We know, right?
You know, light skin, and Don Cheadle is more of a
mahogany color.
The raisin in the sun.
Well, the raisin.
Bud Light joke of the day, Johnny Mack is Foxxhole Radio. What's cracking?
Other than the cracker.
106, and what we gotta take a break for Poetess to read about Bud Light drinkability.
Go ahead.
That's right. We here at the Foxxhole are excited to tell you about our sponsor at the Foxxhole. It is Bud Light. Raise your bottles, everybody.
Yes.
We like to have fun here on the show, and that means Bud Light is the #1 beer brand in America. and the #1 beer brand here at the Foxxhole. Bud Light is refreshing and great tasting with the smooth drinkability that we all like. So if you want to party, you need Bud Light. Bud Light keeps it coming and is the beer of choice for all Foxxhole parties. Make it the brand you enjoy whenever you want to have a good time. Jamie, give me one of them Bud Lights.
Yeah. Oh, you want a Bud or you want the you want it light?
You want a Bud? You want it lit?
Don't smoke weed every day.
We are here with Glynn Turman,
She want to light her buds.
who has been acting for 50 years. There are just some of the projects that he's been in, and you can weigh in on it and tell us how you feel about Raising in the Sun.
Can't read.
He went to night school.
Parenthood.
He went to night school. He can't read in the daytime.
No, it was something I was going to read.
Community college. With
What is
Sarah
a river,
Palin.
nigga?
That's the River Niger, nigga.
Fuck. God damn. Look here, Sarah Palin. You better read this shit right, Sarah. Oh, shit.
I know you vote for McCain.
Boy, I send the boy to school and eat the books. I tell you.
Oh, shit.
What's wrong with you?
Let's read that again, Fox. You ready?
Okay, what is a river?
Take two.
I'm so sorry. The actual title is What is a River Niger?
Niger.
Sorry.
Fuck, I like your title. What's the river, nigga?
That nigga stepped into it too. Like
I know.
Discovered some shit.
No, he said, and what's the river, nigga?
You should have won for that, nigga.
Buffalo Soldiers. Talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Buffalo
Keith Jefferson
Soldiers.
was in
Your
that.
boy was in that, Fox.
No,
Keith
that's
Jefferson.
Danny Glover. Danny Glover took it on to himself to put that together, man. That was a story that we took years to get made. What did he say? What did Danny say?
Look here. Now I work with Danny
Yeah,
Glover,
I know,
and sometimes he forgets his lines. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But I mean, even after you just told him what the line was, Danny Glover will forget the line right there. Oh shit!
The line is "Here I come, James."
Here I come, James.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie.
All right, go ahead right now.
And action.
Look here. Here. Oh, goddamn it! What is it? Shit, I'm too old for this shit.
Here I come, James.
Here I come, James.
Right.
Okay, I got it. Go right now.
Okay.
Go right now.
And action.
Look here, James. God damn it! What is it? And so when we was working with Danny Glover, I didn't know what to say. I was like, man, because it was only but once they pieced all of those lines together, it came out like this. Here I come, James. God damn it.
Don't worry about the other 39 takes. Don't worry about the 39
50
takes.
takes to get that Here I Come, man.
Hey, that's my man. Though.
Yeah,
That's
I
my man.
love Danny Glover. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
baby.
So, Mr. Thurman, what you
Talk
got?
about Buffalo Soldiers. You was going to talk about Buffalo Soldiers.
Well, just that it was a great piece to get done finally. You know, it'd been a long journey in trying to get that piece made. So
Hold on, you was a
ask you
gremlin?
this.
Which gremlin was you?
Let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this.
I can't answer.
I'll get to you in a minute.
How important is black cinema?
Extremely important. As important as cinema. You know, it's all about propaganda. You know,
Right.
we're in the media of propaganda. That's what we do. You know, and everybody's got a story to tell and a slant they want to put on it, and that's just the nature of the game.
Right.
And if we continue to let others put their slant on it, then we're going to come out the way they see us. And if we don't take advantage of our own propaganda, then we deserve what we get.
That's true. That's true. Let me ask you this. Do you think, and this was the question that I was asking to Tavis Smiley, and I know we talk a lot of jokes and we crack a lot of crack. But when it comes to African Americans and the way we support things, and I know Spike Lee have sort of echoed this, but do we need to support more? Like even if it is a bullshit movie, like even if it is
Put his hands.
Do we have what you're asking is about a luxury? What you're asking about luxury? Do we have the luxury to turn our back on things that we don't think that we should be at, or just because? Do we have a obligation to go and support our projects to keep them going? What would be the advantage of doing that? What would be the advantage of keeping projects going without support? Even though we're not in favor of the project or the project is not the best that it could be. What would be the advantage? And here's the advantage. The advantage is that 50 years later, I now see you, Jamie Foxx, with your own series, with your own radio show, with your own movies coming out that you are producing and that you are calling the shots on. And if we had not took a stand in the 70s and before, if Melvin Van Peebles had not taken the stand that he took, then we wither away.
Wow. So, this is Johnny Mack.
Yeah. You still down there? You still down there? What the hell you got to
say? Let's go talk about the Spurs. So, are you saying that even though the movie is, I beg to differ. I don't think if the movie's not a good movie, why am I supporting it? I don't care if it's black or white, whatever. I don't support bullshit. I don't want to go see a movie that me and you. I'm not going to go see Who's Your Caddy.
Right. You supported the dude that did your hair.
I understand that. No, I understand that. I understand.
Why
exactly
would I go see?
That's why. That's why I call it the luxury. But that's why I said, do we have the luxury?
Can I stand? Don't you disrespect this man of 50 years.
I'm asking.
Don't you disrespect this man.
You talked about his goddamn.
Don't you disrespect what is going on right here. 50 years of acting. He tell you to go see a movie. You take your beige ass down there and you go see it, Johnny Mack.
You just said he needs to put mascara on his head. Now goddamn it, I can.
Johnny Mack. Now you know what? Johnny Mack know he went and saw Booty Call.
I do. I see everything.
Did you say Booty Call? Booty Call was a fucking classic.
You should have
won.
Still don't
understand why they don't. We all got overlooked.
I don't know why they don't bring back more actors with bangs. I don't know why they don't do that.
Bangs and beats.
Let me ask you this. I got lambasted.
Yeah, you did.
By Bill Cosby. You know, I just don't think that the Booty Call should have been done. It was filth. And it was flying. And the Jamie Foxx. I don't give a shit.
It was nasty.
But Mr. Cosby, what about Ghost Dad?
It was nasty.
He really laid into me. He laid into me, and the phone call. He had my manager and also. You don't really understand what they're doing to you. You don't know what you're doing, and you shouldn't do this, and you shouldn't do that. But that was the only thing that we had at that. Should we have turned it down? Should we have turned that down, or did you ever have to do things that you didn't want to do just so you could stay in the game?
Sometimes, and everyone has.
Different
so don't think that Different World was one of the best. Don't think that everyone hasn't had to do that. Everybody has had to take a step back,
right,
and hopefully get a chance to get a better run at it.
Right.
Everybody's had to do that, and you got to stand your ground. You got to choose what's right for you and what's not. The thing about it is, the more different stories there are out there, then the more chances one can take, without being pigeonholed.
Right.
If that was the only thing out there, then we got a problem. But if it's opening up to raise and so on and so forth, then we're covered.
So I didn't get mad at Mr. Cosby. I mean, because it's Mr. Cosby. I mean, what can you say? But the thing about it was that he had never really given us a job, and I know that's Louis Dix. You work with Cosby.
Yeah, that's my friend.
That's why that's your friend. I can tell you're very quiet. You're very sensitive right now.
You're
very
upset right now.
Your string is showing right now.
Yes.
You're very.
You was in Ghost Dad. Tell us how it was.
Was you Leonard 5 or 6?
Hey, still.
But there was a difference because I'm more of don't take this wrong, but I'm more the nigga. I'm like the black. I like
the river
black shit. You know what I'm saying? And then there's Louis, who's more in the house.
Hand puppet.
Yeah. More in the house about bus.
Yeah.
More.
He makes lemonade.
So, but can we exist at the same time? Can we coexist?
We did during slavery.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Wow.
All right now. Shit.
He really has been acting a long time.
Yeah,
I remember slavery.
He did a slave.
How was it on the plantation?
You just have to. You
slave in the sun.
There's the house, and then there's the field.
Right.
Were you in Roots? Were you in Roots?
Roots was one that I turned down.
What?
What, you was Chicken George? You was gonna be Chicken George?
How you turn down Roots? The fuck?
The money wasn't right. Terrence Howard.
Absolutely right.
You turned down Kunta?
Wow. He said the money wasn't right, but that's like one.
Hold on, because at that time you were 30.
Well, you have to understand now. My point of view is not the right, the point of view for everyone else. But my point of view was, how are you going to do a film about people who are up from slavery and still pay them slave labor?
Whoa.
Wow. Tyler Perry.
Hey, I'm not going to sit here.
Yes, you are.
Let me check these. Let me check these.
Tyler Perry is wrong.
Now, I cried my ass off after.
Who was the character that they wanted you to?
That's not necessary to go.
Oh, that's
please tell us how you, man. Please tell us how you blew it.
You was from.
Was you one of the Cowboys? Was you one of the Cowboys? Is that what it was?
No, actually, what happened was I ended up with as soon as that went away, a project came called Centennial, which was the James Mitchell novel. No, this is something you had to read. You had to read. You know, y'all don't know.
Didn't want to read it.
Didn't want to read it. This is a Mitchell novel.
Well, give us a hint of the character you were going to be.
Yeah, did you get your foot cut off at any time?
Did you say grits, dummy? Did you have a
Because
chicken?
you got to understand, that was 35, 40 years ago.
Who was it written by?
Alex Haley.
I read the book.
So he didn't want. Y'all had beef.
No. You asked me who. No, you asked me who. What character was I to be asked to play?
Oh, you was gonna play Alex Haley?
Alex Haley.
Yeah.
You was gonna be the baby that they was holding?
So you
behold.
So you definitely regretted turning that role down after.
No,
you didn't.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that.
Let me ask you a trivia question. But
you said you cried afterwards.
That was
what that meant.
Let me say there's a trivia.
Not really. You know, of course you always, whenever you. I'm sorry.
There's a trivia question. LeVar Burton raced someone on the
O.J.
beach.
Simpson.
Okay, all right.
Damn it.
And he had the glove and the white woman with him.
He was chasing him down for the knife.
No, I'm just saying that once you make a decision, you have to be prepared to live with it.
How did you say no? What'd you say? Hell no, I'm cool. Or?
No, really, I really want to know what happened.
You look kind of distraught.
Okay, I won't go past that.
It was such an epic production.
Because we're running out of time and I got to go.
Fuck, you gotta go.
I gotta go do some career stuff, unlike yourself.
It don't matter wherever you go. I'm show up.
That is true.
We gonna be friends.
I have a career unlike you.
Hey, DVDs are career.
How do you feel now? This is one of the most remarkable times in our history.
Yes.
Barack Obama is running for president. I just want to get your feelings on that.
The funny thing is, I thought I would see it in my lifetime.
Wow.
Well, beautiful.
A story I tell is when my daughter was asked by her, it must have been a 5th grade, 7th grade teacher, what does she want to be when she grows up? And she said, President of the United States. And the teacher laughed at us. Wow. We were in the council, when you go to council. And the teacher laughed. Oh, that's so cute.
Monkey.
Yeah, right. You know, that's what that. That's so cute.
Oh, baby.
This Jigaboo got jokes.
Where's your spear?
Why don't you chuck it?
And I found myself really coming to defense for my daughter, saying, is that what you want to be? Well, then, if that being the case, she's got to take this class, this class, this class, and this class. Wow. And it went on to that, and we got into an educational thing with the school board. But at any rate, I was glad that I did not dismiss that notion in my child.
Beautiful.
And this man running for president now lets me know that she had the right to have that dream. Wow. And that dream has come true.
It's a beautiful thing.
Man.
How old is your daughter now?
She's a grown woman.
Oh, okay.
I'm the light-skinned guy. You always look at me.
Yeah, it was Speedy.
The voice, the food.
Yeah, I think you're talking, but it's because I can't see.
That's really his stomach growling, but it's the same level.
Oh, there you go. No, I'd rather you stay right where you are.
Let me move my titties so you can see.
Keep him abreast of
You'd have to keep moving.
But what I find intriguing
What's that?
is that you turn down Roots, but I look at your credits and you got the River Niger,
River Nigga.
Hysterical. I mean, you got the Underground Railroad, Race to Freedom, Buffalo Soldiers,
I
Freedom Songs. You got a lot of African films.
What are you saying?
I'm saying,
should we just go to break? You're not making any sense.
No, I'm saying he turned down Roots, but then you got all these movies that's like in the same category.
He already told you.
The money probably was better.
The money was wrong.
No, he didn't.
His Skrilla wasn't right.
Oh, the money was wrong?
Yeah.
We just said
I
that.
need
You got to pay attention.
You got to understand, at that time, Glynn hot as a firecracker.
Yeah.
Turman.
He coming right off.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Jamie Foxx, Foxxhole Radio 106. We're having a great time. We got, in the house, we got
Glynn Turman.
In the house, we got
Diamond Double D.
In the house, we got
Yo, it's Speedy,
Double D.
Bud Light joking the J, Johnny Man.
Just make sure you vote, Jailhouse.
Speedy Double D.
Get out your jailhouse.
In the house, we got
OG Poetess.
Smoke weed every day.
In the house, we got Lou Dix. And in the house, we got defense attorney for OJ Johnny motherfucking Mack.
I said you came with them all, OJ.
Oh, this has been a great time. Are we gonna go to break or whatever like that? We're gonna go to the Poetess right now. She has some things that she needs to read.
Another Bud Light.
Go ahead, read another Bud Light joint.
Yes.
Because I got to go to the studio at 4. I have an album that's coming out December 16th. I hate the selfish plug like that. But I'm going to put you on the album, Speedy.
It's called Purpose. He's going to put you on the street team.
But I have an album coming out, and let me tell you something. It comes out December 16th, and let me tell you something. Last night in the studio,
what happened?
When I say it was fire, it was fire. In the studio, when I say it's a smack, listen. When I say it's a SmackDown, and you know I don't
get a prelude of what
I don't ever endorse what I endorse. Right? I always play it under. It's a SmackDown on this one. We going over the pond with it. We're gonna be in London, Paris. I'm performing.
Who's the producer?
Laotians. I'm going to Laos.
Who's the producer, Jamie?
Laotians.
Tricky and Dream. Dream wrote half of my album, and when I tell you this dude went there. And then Breon and LaRonda beat him up, so they made sure that especially Breon beat him up and made sure that the songs are hot songs. We going to Guam. Nice. It's that international, but it still holds this.
I gotta get a passport, huh?
Yeah, you gotta get a passport, Speedy.
Shit.
Got to give a urine sample.
Or a sperm sample. We got
a Bud Light, and then I got to rush off to the studio and get this album hot for you. It's Jamie Foxx.
I'm coming through, Fox.
We're just excited to tell everybody that about our sponsor here at the Foxxhole. It is Bud Light. Everybody raise your bottles. We like to have fun here on the show, and that means Bud Light. It's the #1 beer brand in America and the #1 beer on the Foxxhole. Bud Light is refreshing and great tasting with a smooth drinkability that we all like. So if you want to party, you need Bud Light. Bud Light keeps it coming, and it's the beer of choice for all Foxxhole parties. Make it the brand you enjoy whenever you want to have a good time. Bud Light.
And it's drinkability. What is that, Johnny Mack?
It's when the availability meets the perfect drink. I fucked it up.
Do it again.
It's when the availability meets the perfect drink.
And what is it called?
Drinkability.
Do it then.
So what we doing?
That boy got perfect diction from prison.
I tell you, I put it to you this way. I put it to you this way. This has been an absolute blessing for us. I gotta run off. I gotta get to the studio. I gotta make the donuts.
You coming down? Are you coming down to see my show, man? Are you coming down to see 2 Trains running at the Night Only Performing Arts Center on Wilshire, on Washington and La Brea?
Yes, I'm coming. I haven't been south of Wilshire in a while, but I'm coming.
It's all right. I know that. I knew that.
One great production.
So give it to us again slowly so everybody knows to come and see you and support you, and I'm going to come.
Doing 2 Trains Running, August Wilson's wonderful, wonderful play at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center. It's the Ebony Repertory Theater's inaugural opening play, 2 Trains Running. 2 Trains Running.
And how long,
October 8th to November 9th. That's 2 Trains Running.
So do you have a show tomorrow?
We've got a show tomorrow.
Do you have a show on Sunday?
Got a show on Sunday. Got an afternoon show on Sunday.
And that's right around the corner from my house, literally. I can walk to the
You can smoke weed every day.
So we're going to get that together, and we're going to come out and support that. This has been absolutely incredible.
Beautiful.
We've had Glynn Turman in the house.
Tavis Smiley.
Tavis Smiley. I went toe-to-toe with you playing. I whooped your ass. All of those 16 years of journalism, and you came to the Jamie Foxx show, and you got lumped.
Knocked the fuck out. Lumped you.
But in Tavis Smiley's defense, he's a great person. He's a great journalist. After all of this, I do believe that we are going to have Barack Obama as our president because we need it. We didn't get a chance to hit on the financial crisis and things like that. But to everybody out there, hold on to yourself. It's going to get better. I do believe that we need a change, a fundamental change in the White House. And I believe that once Barack Obama is the president, I believe all of the news, because we're very influenced by the news. I was talking to a young lady who has her own car dealership. She says she sells 150 cars a month.
Damn.
This month she's only sold 8.
Damn.
And the reason being is because the media is so focused on the bad stories. they don't tell you that the stock market goes up, it goes down, sometimes it goes way down, but you can still get car loans. Yeah. And so she was saying that the media is really hurting her right now. So once Barack Obama becomes president, the media will have a breath of fresh air. I think we'll all have a breath of fresh air. Yep. We need to get a change, and then once that happens, things are going to look up. So hold on to everybody out there that's trying to make it. Hold on, we gonna make it. And to all of our troops, troops, man, stay focused. Once Barack gets in, he's going to find the right way to get you out of there, let Iraq take over itself, and then give you the help that you need and bring our guys home. We want our guys to come home. We know you listen to the Foxxhole series. Right. We are behind you 100%. Yeah. When you look at what they say in the polls and what they say in these different debates, they say that the military and what's going on in Iraq is number 6 and number 7. It's number 1 with us because people are out there fighting and trying to make it safe for us to be able to come here and talk and bullshit and do what we do and drink Bud Light and do all those things. So that's it in a nutshell. It's Jamie Foxx. When I look to the right of me, I see Comedy Central's in the house. Yeah. I see Rodney Mason, my number 1, looking good.
Shirt tucked in. I like that. All right.
Got the little snap on the bottom.
When I look to the left of me, I see Beverly Hills. I see LaRonda Sutton, beautiful chocolate. Hair is always bumped and banging. I see Shanae in the burgundy outfit that is a little see-through with the right ray of light.
Right.
It's going down.
And I happen to have a light on me.
And when I look in this room, these are people that I would go to war with. I love you. I'm going to tell you right now, when I die, heaven better be off the chain. Because I'm having a ball right now. Foxxhole Sirius 106. It's going down. We out.
Yeah. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote.